Miracles are happening here as they line up for the start. Mark Dantuma in a Chevy. We're glad you finally come to your senses there, Mark, by the way. All right, the lineup. AJ Godsey and Mark Nelson on the front row. Garmy and Kyle Holden have the second row. Mark Dantuma puts his Chevy in fifth. Greg McDaniel in sixth. DJ, the Iceman Kenner in seventh. Harley Barletta in 8th. Bill Percy starts in 9th. Kevin Reed in 10th. Jeff Hinkle is 11th. And Jared Heasley in 12th. 13th is William Mann Jr. and Brandon Springer in 14th. Austin Hable in 15th. William Mann in 16th. William Mann Sr., excuse me. Matt Johnston in 17th. Jacob Springer is 18th. Richie West in 19th. Rick Sargent starts 20th. Aaron Mason 21st, John Schmidt 22nd, Joseph Smith in 23rd, and tow for Baltimore starting from race control, Brian Oshinska rounding out the field. Having Topher up in race control, definitely a nice touch, really helps everybody out and has definitely brought a new layer to the broadcast as well as we have race control to talk to when needed. Take a moment, hit the like button, hit the share button one more time. There's still some room in the stands while we look at the drivers getting gridded up, just waiting on one or two more drivers to take to the track. We even have a few surprises in the broadcast tonight, so looking forward to that. Huge shout out to Track Cams for Gourmets because we have some awesome new features and cameras thanks to their awesome stuff that they have released over the last couple of weeks. Very excited to be working with them, have all the cameras. You saw a lot of them at Daytona Road this morning, and now as they take off, you're seeing them at Homestead. Here they go, rolling off of pit road. 24 cars in the field. It's probably a good time to take a deep breath. I'd imagine the first 5 laps are going to be non-stop battles. They'll settle into a rhythm a little bit out here, but this one could get exciting, especially green flag pit stops here. Always exciting and very, very interesting. We talked about the pit road exit ramp, or road, excuse me, the pit road exit road as the pace car drops off. There's Barney, the flag man. AJ waits. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away. Regardless of who wins, this is for the family of Eric Stoy, who have a new member tonight. Congratulations, Eric, wife, and their newborn baby boy. Off of turn 1, everybody down the backstretch, seeing 2 and 3 wide all over the field. Jared Heasley up top. Oh, Jared touches the wall just a little bit. These walls are not very forgiving. Back down, completes lap number 1 and not seeing a lot of problems so far in the race. AJ out front, Mark Nelson in second. A little bobble out of Garmin. There's that loose handling car. And here comes Kyle Holden. Kyle down to the bottom for third. Garmin had to catch the car off of turn 2, gave Kyle an opportunity, but does he have the momentum down on the bottom? Off turn 4, Kyle Holden half a car ahead. Mark Dantuma in a brand new Chevy. Good job, Mark. We are proud of you for wising up. If Garmin would get back in his Chevy, all would be right with the world. AJ Godsey trying to open up a bit of a lead. Mark Nelson and Kyle Holden battling it out. Holden goes down to the bottom. Mark Dantuma closing in. Greg McDaniel in 6th. DJ Kenner in 7th. Looking back to see who's made the biggest move so far, Austin Habel already up 3 spots from 15th to 12th. Jared Heasley, after tapping the wall on lap 1, drifting back a little bit. Matt Johnston up a couple of spots. Bill Percy back a couple of spots. And it looks like Brian Oshinska and Joseph Smith do not take the grid. Fastest lap so far just laid down by Greg McDaniel. From the spotter stand, watching the drivers here. David Garman in 4th, Mark Dantuma in 5th. Greg McDaniel 6th. Harley Barletta, last week's winner at Daytona, currently in 7th. DJ the Iceman Kinner. Do not count DJ out here at any point in this race until the checker drops. I have seen DJ come from way behind here at Homestead to pull off a win. He knows how to get it done at this track. Kevin Reed up into 9th. Jeff Hinkle in 10th. Austin Habel now up to 11th, continues his march forward. William Mann Jr. staying in his tire tracks. Hey, Eric, man, we are also, the 61 of Brandon Springer gets a little of the apron, has to catch it. Hey, Eric, man, we are so happy for you. Congratulations, buddy. I remember when my first one was born, and it is a special, special moment. Matt Johnston, who are you cheering for tonight, Eric? As if we didn't know. I'm betting it is that car right there. AJ Godsey out front, Kyle Holden in 2nd, Mark Nelson in 3rd, Mark Dantuma in 4th now. Dantuma hops in a Chevy and look at the charge he puts on. You know what? Since we know Eric Stoy is out here watching, for the first time ever, we have a new camera in place. You guys turn up your speakers and get ready. We're going to crank it up. And the new Crank It Up cam just for the entire Stoy family, which grew a little bit today. AJ in the lead, but only 0.4 of a second in front of Kyle Holden. Mark Nelson back to 3rd, Dantuma in 4th, Garman back into 5th. Greg McDaniel in 6th, Harley Barletta currently running in 7th place. Kevin Reed in 8th. DJ the Iceman Kinner in 9th. Jeff Hinkle currently running 10th. The second pack led by Austin Habel in 11th. Brandon Springer currently in 12th. Brandon looking low. Down the back straightaway, Brandon dead even with Austin Habel. And Habel manages to carry the momentum off the high side. William Mann Jr. in 13th, William Mann Sr. in 14th. Matt Johnston currently 15th. Jared Heasley has drifted back 4 spots into 16th after that little love tap that he gave to the wall earlier. Richie West in 17th. Jared Heasley obviously has a little bit of aero damage. It wasn't much, but here at Homestead, a little bit of aero goes a long, long way. Ecto 1 driven by Richie West, currently at 17th. Bill Percy has drifted back to 18th spot. Bill, crank it up, buddy. Get back to the front. Aaron Mason currently in 19th. Jacob Springer in 20th. Rick Sargent 21st. John Schmidt back in the field in 22nd. AJ unable to pull out any kind of a lead here so far. Only just over 3/10 of a second. The field not breaking up. 15 laps in, tire wear is going to start becoming an issue. Already 6/10 of a second a lap fall off since the start of the race. AJ's fastest lap 33.88. Current last time by 34.44. However, AJ does not have the fastest lap of the race so far. That honor goes to Kyle Holden for the moment. Double checking that, but it looks like, yep, Kyle Holden currently has the fastest lap, and he has been matching. And meanwhile, Mark Dantuma moving down to the inside on Mark Nelson. It's the Mark and Mark show for third. Well, we know somebody named Mark is about to have third place. Garmin down on the bottom following Dantuma. Garmin back to the high side, helping Nelson. Can't decide which Mark to go with. Mark Dantuma has the advantage on corner entry, but Mark Nelson will have the... Oh, Mark Nelson a wiggle. Oh, Dantuma wiggles. Mark and Mark both a little bobble off of turn 2. Garmin slips up into 4th. Dantuma not giving an inch, though. Greg McDaniel back in 6th. Harley Barletta up to 7th now. Nicole, that's what she said. Creasel, not on track, but out there cheering. Nicole, why aren't you racing tonight? That's what we all want to know, girl. Why aren't you in victory lane in this track? AJ Gonsey normally in this kind of situation would check out from the field, but they are just not letting it happen here tonight. And hey, let's try out the new chopper cam for tonight. Wow, the chopper able to stay right over AJ. Let's find a battle. That is Harley Barletta and DJ the Iceman Kenner. Back to the original chopper cam, and those two side by side. That is quite a battle. Both of them extremely fast and extremely tough to beat. DJ likely just now starting to come alive as we hit lap 19. Very difficult to get the pass completed down on the bottom here. Several drivers trying to make it happen. Mark Dantuma now drifting back into 5th as Garmin got by after the bobbles by both Mark Nelson and Mark Dantuma. I'm guessing Dantuma is not done yet. And as mentioned, I don't know. I have never broadcast a race here where David Garmin has run this well and oftentimes has not completed the race just because he is not a big fan of these kind of tracks. But these Xfinity cars have really changed his opinion on a lot of tracks, and it's obviously made him a bit faster as Mark Nelson now looks to the bottom for 2nd place. Had a bit of a run off turn 4 underneath Kyle Holden. Hasn't been able to get there yet. Kyle Holden holding Mark Nelson off for the moment. David Garman now looking underneath Nelson for third. DJ Kenner also having cleared Jeff Hinkle, now up into seventh. Hinkle in eighth, Harley Barletta now back into ninth. Jason Rome cheering. You know what? I'm going to help you out, Jason. Hey, Topher, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, what's going on?
Hey, your biggest fan is cheering for you.
Oh, yes, he is. He always is, because he's good. He's a good dude.
He is a good dude, and I have been saying it for a while. We do need to get this planned where you're in every race for an entire week that I broadcast so he can actually cheer you on.
You know, I might have a chance of winning.
You might very well, at least if you can keep it in one piece, buddy. How's the, what are you hearing on the radio so far?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it's wicked quiet.
Unusual for this group.
Yeah, it's wicked quiet tonight.
All right, man. Well, good luck, and I know it's not going to be quiet for long. We should start seeing about how many laps were we hearing before they had to hit pit road?
So probably 35 to 42. So we still have a little bit left.
All right. Well, I know it'll get busy for you then. Good luck, man.
Thank you, Doug. You still keep having fun.
I'm planning to. I'm having a blast tonight.
Right on.
All right. Topher Baltimore in race control. AJ Godsey out front. AJ has finally opened up a lead. Garmin has come by, and now we've got a battle between Mark Nelson and Kyle Holden. We saw Garmin getting by Mark. Now he gets by Kyle Holden. Let's see how that happened. Here they come down into 3 and 4. Garmin down to the bottom, and it looks like Kyle might be fading a little bit. Just didn't have the run up on the top. He brings Mark Nelson with him. Then it's a drag race between Nelson and Kyle Holden. They battle. It looks like they have been battling back and forth ever since. But while they were all back there battling, AJ Godsey just checked out. A 3-second lead now over David Garman in second place. Kyle Holden now in third. Mark Nelson in fourth. Mark Dantuma in fifth. If Kyle Holden is fading, he pushed awfully hard the first part of this race. Got up to the front very quickly. The marks both, every time Mark Nelson and Mark Dantuma get side by side, they both have a bobble off of turn 2. It has not mattered if it was lap 1 or so far lap 27. Those two get side by side and they start having issues. AJ Godsey's lead now 3.5 seconds over Garmin. Holden is now trying to fight off a hard-charging Mark Nelson. Mark Dantuma in fifth. DJ Kenner has made his way up to sixth. The Iceman cometh. He clears Greg McDaniel and just starts checking out. Here comes Hinkle, who we know is the king of tire saving. He comes under Greg McDaniel and now starts making his way. McDaniel fights back up on the high side. This is the battle for 7th. Hinkle down to the bottom in turn 1. Looks like he has cleared Greg McDaniel. He'll drift up. Jason, I had that same thought. When you get the two marks together, is that Marky Mark? Inside the car of Mark Nelson. Mark Dantuma trying to regain some momentum. There you see, we heard tight in, loose off for all the drivers tonight. Even AJ Godsey talked about how the car really has a push on corner entry. And the back end trying to go around on corner exit. David Garman back in second, Mark Nelson in third. I think we're seeing the tire wear coming back around. It was the first few laps on cold tires. These guys had those problems. They leveled out just a little bit, but now here we are almost to the end of the fuel run. And guys, the handling really going away. Also worth mentioning, they are now almost 2 seconds a lap slower. Oh, that is the perfect thing. And I know Topher's listening, so when I say this, if you put the two Marks together and get Topher in that group, you have Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I know Mark Dantuma sometimes listens while he's racing. We'll know if he heard that, if he suddenly has a huge bobble. They're 3 wide coming off turn 2. DJ Kenner is marching to the front. He has come from 9th place all the way up into 4th. He had drifted back a couple of spots early in the race. Obviously, he is saving tires, and look who he's bringing with him. Jeff Hinkle now underneath Mark Dantuma. Jeff Hinkle did say he was struggling here tonight, so yeah, he's going to come charging forward. Kyle Holden right up by the wall. He has been cutting it very close up there. Especially given the tire wear. Next time by, we will be within the window of the first green flag stops. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button and the share button. Share in your favorite iRacing group. Share to your friends and family. There's still room up in the stands and a lot of racing to go here. William Mann Jr. is now up into the top 10 and chasing down Harley Barletta. The biggest mover so far tonight is not DJ Kenner. It is the 75. Aaron Mason has quietly worked his way from 21st to 11th and continues working his way forward just 1.7 seconds back from William Mann Jr. and closing. As Topher says, smash that share button. Make sure you drop in the comments. Tell us who you're cheering for here tonight as well. And it looks like AJ Godsey might actually be coming into some lap traffic here. John Schmidt has gone a lap down. Jacob Springer at the tail end of the field. And there is AJ about 2/3 of a straightaway behind John Schmidt, the first car. John is really struggling. Austin Habel is the first driver to come to pit road. We knew it'd be between lap 35 and 42. Austin Habel comes in on lap 37. He will have the freshest tires on track, and we'll see what he can do. Kyle Holden is on pit road. He gives up 7th place. Here comes Harley Barletta. Aaron Mason. AJ Godsey still in the lead. Seeing guys like Kyle Holden, Harley Barletta hitting pit road, expect him to not try and stretch this too terribly much further. Gourmets is on pit road, giving up second place. DJ the Iceman Kenner up to second now. And look who he's got with him. Jeff Hinkle in third. Mark Nelson on pit road. Kevin Reed is on pit road. Looking to see Bill Percy on pit road. Oh, Wild Bill has come to pit road. And yes, Bill, that is your nickname from now on, buddy, because I've been on the radio with you during a race. DJ, the Iceman Kenner, and Mark Dantuma, one half of Marky Mark, on pit road. Greg McDaniel is now on pit road. AJ Godsey still staying out. Jeff Hinkle stays out. William Mann Jr. stays out up to third. Rick Sargent stays out up to fourth. Richie West up to fifth. Green flag stops at Homestead do bring cautions. AJ Godsey gives up the lead. He is on pit road. Jeff Hinkle is going to come down pit road. Looks like William Mann Jr. is going to stretch it just a little bit further. Cold tires here at this track can cause guys to really struggle trying to get up to speed. And a loose handling race car off the turns does tend to bring out cautions. Plus, as we mentioned, that long pit road exit. Watch as Jared Heasley comes off pit road now. That long pit road exit, a lot of times a guy will go a little too hard, clip that outside grass, and slide all the way to the outside wall. No problem for Jared Heasley. William Mann Jr. now on pit road. William Mann Sr. has not been to pit road yet. He is officially in second place. If he does not come in, he would take the lead. He is coming to pit road. David Garman has completed his pit stop and should assume the lead here with AJ Godsey in second. Steven, it is definitely a great track. A lot of different grooves to run in, a lot of different ways to run it. And these guys have been showing us all night long how to run. And you know what else is great? Now that pit stops are complete, another great thing is when you can turn your speakers up and just crank it up. Yeah, I am loving the new Crank It Up cam, and that is a lot of fun. Plus, we will have the Burning Up the Track with BRR again back next week, so look forward to that during those Crank It Up moments. Garmy in the lead. Let's run through the field. David Garman up front for the first time, but maybe not for long. AJ sends it to the bottom. AJ Godsey currently in second. Mark Nelson now in third. Kyle Holden back to fourth. Jeff Hinkle currently in fifth. Harley Barletta in sixth. Mark Dantuma now in seventh. Greg McDaniel up to eighth now. Kevin Reed back into the top 10 in ninth. And Austin Habel in 10th. Aaron Mason again up 10 spots, holding on to 11th. William Mann Jr. currently running in 12th. Rick Sargent up 7 spots to 13th. Matt Johnston now up into 14th. Jared Heasley up to 15th. And obviously has gotten the issue with the, after tapping the wall on lap 1, he has got that fixed and is back up to full chat. Richie West in Ecto 1 currently up to 16th. Bill Percy back in 17th. Brandon Springer in 18th. William Mann Sr. currently running in 19th. Jacob Springer in 20th. Something happened to the Iceman on his pits. Wasn't on his pit stop. We'll have to find out what happened to DJ. We'll see if we can find that here in a moment, because DJ has dropped all the way back into 21st after being up in the top 5 late in the first run. John Schmidt currently running in 22nd. Back up front, Gourmet has been able to hold AJ off. Bryce Dickinson, that is the very same David Garman in the lead at Homestead. Hey, thanks for the stars, Jason. Gonna try and see if we can figure out what the heck happened to DJ. His pit stop times were about on par with everybody else. He was about 4 seconds. Yeah, only about 4 seconds off the leader's times. Looking to see if he's had any issues. I can't see that 4 seconds making as big a difference as it has. Maybe a few spots, but he was all the way up into 5th. But it looks like it was just a long stop and problems on pit road send DJ Kenner from the top 5 all the way back to 21st. But DJ, never count him out, especially at Homestead. And yes, we know Gourmet is your hero, Bryce. AJ Gotzi, David Gorman, 1 and 2, nose to tail. Looked like AJ tried to make a move to the lead earlier, but really hasn't pushed it. Might be just sitting in the draft, waiting and letting Gorman wear out his tires. Let's take a lap in Gorman's car as he goes down into turn number 1. All over the back bumper of... Trying to see who that is right in front of him. No, this is from AJ's car, excuse me. Alright, let's try this again. We'll do a lap with AJ Gotzi. That's better. I see the problem. I tried to click into Gorman's car, but there is no in-car camera in Ford's because it would just explode. Fords can spontaneously combust. Off of turn number 2, AJ just holding in the draft, not pushing it. Obviously, we've got lap traffic coming into play. And it does look like it is DJ Kenner. No, excuse me, that is John Schmidt already a lap down, going another lap down to the leaders. Heard a lot of the drivers say it was really tough to get these cars down to the bottom. Holy cow, AJ gets a run into 1. Obviously, whatever struggles there were getting the car was pushing and getting it down into turn on the bottom in the turns was a struggle, but AJ has got something figured out. Garmin running about a half a lane higher. You hear AJ having to feather the throttle, back on the gas, back down the front straightaway. AJ Godsey currently in second. Mark Nelson in third. Kyle Holden in fourth, but he is in trouble because Jeff Hinkle is right there in fifth. Mark Dantuma back in sixth. Harley Barletta now up to seventh. Greg McDaniel right there in eighth. Kevin Reed starting to move up slowly. He is up to ninth. William Mann Jr. currently in 10th. Aaron Mason back in 11th. He really came on the last half of the run, very similar to the way DJ the Iceman Kenner had come on in the later parts of the first run. Will we see that car come alive again in the second half, and how much further up can Aaron Mason get tonight? Rick Sargent in 12th. Austin Habel up to 13th. He was charging forward late in the last run as well. Matt Johnston currently in 14th. Richie West in 15th. Richie's in trouble. Jared Heasley right there with him. Jared's new paint scheme, very pretty. Garmin and AJ still nose to tail, no battle. They have opened up a 4 1/4 second lead over Mark Nelson. Jeff Hinkle in 4th, Kyle Holden in 5th, Mark Dantuma in 6th. Now that Mark and Mark have not been beside each other, looks like Mark Dantuma not struggling with the handling. I wonder if it's a Mark thing. Maybe they have like opposing magnets in the corners of their car, and when they get close to each other, it just pushes the other one away. I don't know. Literally, the only time those two drivers got loose tonight was when they were side by side, and every time they were side by side off of turn 2, regardless of lap, both drivers got loose. Greg McDaniel up to 7th place now, trying to make his way forward. Harley Barletta holding on to 8th. Kevin Reed in 9th, 5.6 seconds back and closing on Harley Barletta. A long way to go as we hit the halfway point. William Mann Jr. still holding on to 10th place. He is close to the back bumper on Kevin Reed. Aaron Mason is also closing the gap down on William Mann Jr. Now only 1.4 seconds back. AJ Godsey now coming around to lap Bill Percy for the first time. Bill had such an amazing qualifying run. It looked like he might even take the pole here tonight. Wasn't to be, but early. Oh, Bill gets loose right in front of Gorman. Bill Percy shifting up high, letting Gorman go by. Bill, a little struggle there. Off of turn 2, a little blink out of Gorman. Bryce, you're not wrong. That's a very fair comparison. Bill Percy, I expect to see him battling it out for race wins before this season is over. He had a great season in the Cup Series last season. He's had some great runs in the Truck Series. He'll be in victory lane before we know it. As will the queen of BRR, who is not here tonight. Nicole, that's what she said. Creasel, expect her in victory lane before too terribly much longer. Garmin in 2nd, Mark Nelson in 3rd, Jeff Hinkle in 4th. Hey, Brycey Bear, before I forget, make sure you or Ty sends me all the logos and stuff scheduled for your league. in Discord so I can get everything ready for that one, and we'll get it announced tomorrow. Here comes Hinkle now past Kyle Holden. Or I'm sorry, he was going past Brandon Springer. He passed Kyle Holden a moment ago. Jeff Hinkle now up to fourth. The king of tire saving already making his presence known. Currently 1 1/4 seconds behind Mark Nelson. AJ Godsey, after the incident with Bill Percy, has managed to pull away from David Garman. Garman obviously had to check up just a little bit, lost the draft. Plus, he's in a Ford, and that's always a problem. And also, before we forget to say it again, congratulations for Mark Dantuma switching to a Chevy tonight. It obviously has helped. Quite the battle going on. Greg McDaniel in here battling it out with Mark Dantuma while you've got a couple of lap cars having their own fight back there. William Mann Sr. and John Schmidt in the mix. Mark Dantuma getting up right by the wall trying to find a way by. Staying in William Mann Sr.'s draft, trying to get some advantage over Greg McDaniel here. Now down to the bottom. Thanks, Pricey Bear. AJ Godsey, though, out front and continuing to lap drivers, and the next victim for him tonight is going to be Jared Heasley. Heasley currently in 15th. That'll leave 14 cars on the lead lap, but Richie West not very far, and it looks like Kevin Reed might be having some connection difficulty. AJ comes by. Jared Heasley now sets his sights on Richie West. Harley Barletta is back on pit road. Still a few laps away from the majority of the field hitting pit road. A little bit of an early stop for Barletta. Could he be trying a short pit strategy here? Rick Sargent has now made his way into the top 10. Aaron Mason is now in the top 10 as well. Both of them getting past Kevin Reed, but here comes Rick Sargent. Both drivers up 11 spots with Rick in 9th and Aaron in 10th. Here comes Barletta off pit road on fresh tires. Let's see if we can dial up his in-car camera and see the difference in speed on those fresh tires. William Mann Jr. right in front of him. William Mann Jr. has been out there right at 30 laps. Harley just drives it down to the bottom and drives off. And watch him run him down the back straightaway. Able to carry a lot more momentum off of turn number 2. Down into turn 3, and he'll run him down. Having to struggle with the wheel just a little bit on cold tires. Right on the red line as he goes off into 1 and 2 this time. That's the Iceman up top, and Harley just cuts through between Jacob Springer and the Iceman. Let's see that move again. Not in the card. There they are. Harley just drives down the middle, goes where he wants on those fresh tires, and he is gone. Harley Barletta really cutting through traffic now. Harley Barletta currently banking 18th, but with those fresh tires, he's going for anything he can get. Now that he is off the pit cycle, the rest of the field will probably drop in the next 5 to 7 laps. A few of them can extend it a little bit further. DJ Kenner had dropped all the way back to 22nd place after that first stop, trying to fight his way back up as well. He is closing in on William Mann Sr., trying to take up another position. Meanwhile, AJ Godsey continues to lap cars. Only 12 cars left on the lead lap as AJ goes past Matt Johnston. Matt, no slouch here. He's already up 4 spots. And Austin Habel is on pit road. This might be the start of our green flag stops. This could potentially be the last stop for all the drivers. Interesting note about how tonight has been. We heard Topher say from race control, very, very quiet on the radio here tonight. Aaron Mason is now on pit road. David Garman now forward. Caution! Caution is out during green flag pit stops. Rick Sargent is involved. Rick Sargent. Oh, William Mann Jr. involved. John Schmidt involved. This is going to hurt a few of the drivers, but that had just been to pit road. Jacob Springer also caught in that. There you see it. John Schmidt had nowhere to go, just got ran up the track. And then Jacob Springer looked like he had almost cleared it. There comes Jacob on the bottom, moves up to avoid a flying car, gets back down to the bottom, but the 24 of John Schmidt comes down and nowhere left to go. Everybody will be on pit road for their final stop of the night. You can do it, Bryce. AJ Godsey hits pit road. Garmin hits pit road. Mark Nelson, Kyle Holden, Greg McDaniel, Mark Dantuma, Jeff Hinkle, Kevin Reed, all on pit road. AJ on his way off pit road, as is Garmin. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Mark Nelson. Hey, Mark, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, first question here is, do you have anything left for Garmin, AJ, and Jeff?
I don't know. I'm just trying to stay where I am and not wreck anyone and not wreck myself. That was my goal today.
Well, the other question, it might be a Mark thing, but I watched you and Mark Dantuma racing side by side, and every time you guys got side by side off of turn 2, both of you got loose. But around
Ugh.
anybody else, neither of you got loose out of turn 2. Is that just a Mark thing?
I don't know. I did enough practice of getting loose, and so I kind of learned where the line is, and so I haven't been having too much trouble with looseness. Just trying not to burn my right front off, really.
Well, man, you've had a great run so far. Hopefully, you can hold on and get a top 3, maybe even get the win before tonight's out.
That'd be great.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
And let me see. Hey, Garmy, it's Doug. You got me?
What up, Doug?
Dude, this is generally not your kind of track, but here you are battling for the win.
Yeah, I did some practicing last night. Learned a couple of things, and then just having AJ behind me just made me drive better. So I don't know, but obviously he passed me with like 15, 20 laps in that stint. So he's probably struggling.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. And I have to tell you, man, Bryce is cheering you on tonight. Good old Brycey Bear cheering on Garmy.
Let him know I love him.
He said he loves you, and you're his hero, by the way.
Nice.
It's a tough life, man.
Yeah, been a good race so far. We'll see what we can do on this restart. If anything, I'll get behind AJ and we'll see if I can learn something and just stick with him for the rest of the race. It's gonna be tight on fuel though, so
Well, good luck, buddy. Hopefully you got enough.
yeah, you, me, and 26 other drivers.
Good luck, man.
So, yeah.
All right, you heard Garmin say it. It's going to be tight on fuel. Who wants to crank it up on the restart? We haven't done this, and with the whole field out there, gonna be nose to tail, side by side. Why the heck not? As soon as the green drops, we're gonna crank it up. Turn your speakers up. Here they go. I have to say, as a broadcaster, that is a lot of fun to do. All right, it is still AJ out front, though. Garmin in second. Look who has made his way up into third, has just been steadily picking them off all night. Jeff Hinkle, the king of tire saving, he might be the dark horse in this one. When he's saving tires, he always saves fuel. If this comes down to a fuel mileage battle, that might be the winner. Mark Nelson currently in fourth, Kyle Holden in fifth, Greg McDaniel in sixth, Kevin Reed now up into seventh, Mark Dantuma back in eighth, Matt Johnston currently in ninth, Harley Barletta in 10th. Aaron Mason currently... Caution is out again! Oh, it is Wild Bill! Bill Percy! Side by side. Oh, just got loose. Started to get it under control. The back end went around on him and nothing he could do. Only the second caution of the night here. We might see a few drivers on pit road to top off on fuel, but how many are willing to risk giving up the track position here tonight? Aaron Mason has worked his way up into 11th place. We've seen him way up further in the field. We'll wait and see if he doesn't come to pit. Mark Dantuma's coming to pit road to top off on fuel. Aaron skips pit road. Let's see if we can get a word. Hey, Aaron, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, first question. How are you on fuel?
Looks like I got probably about, I'm going to be sure about 1 gallon or so as of right now.
So will we see you on pit road under this caution, or are you just going to chance it?
Well, since we just got done pitting, I don't know if I got lucky or got hurt a little bit on that last caution, because I was kind of on pit road when the caution threw, but I lost a lap as I entered pit road, so.
Well, it kept you on the lead lap, at least for the moment. Now, the next question being, you're already up 11 spots. Can you get the remaining 10 spots here and get to victory lane?
I'm going to try. It's just all about managing those tires and not start off as quick as I did the last time, and we should be good.
Well, man, you've had one heck of a run toward the front so far. Hopefully you can get the rest of the way there, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Aaron Mason looks like he is currently showing short on fuel. I'm willing to bet a few of these drivers are pacing in fourth gear and clutching anything they can do to save a little bit of fuel here. Mark Dantuma, we saw him drive down pit road. Looks like he got some fuel. Hey, Mark, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, buddy. What's up?
Hey, you had a heck of a run there early in the race. Can you get back up to the front here?
I hope so. I got a little bit of damage, bumped the wall a little bit in one of the turns, so I'm hoping by fixing that I'll be able to get fast enough to get caught back up.
So we saw you on pit road, obviously getting some damage. Did you top off on fuel, and are you good?
I did top off, and yes, I am good. I think the others are close, but I think these caution laps also put them in the window.
Well, it's going to be, I know, very close for the drivers I've talked to. You obviously have an advantage, and you're obviously extremely faster tonight. Good luck, bud.
All right, thank you, Doug.
Plus, Mark Dantuma obviously has the advantage of being in a Chevy tonight. I don't know if he has come to the realization of just how much better he is doing because of that. I have to agree with you, Bryce. This is going to get interesting. They'll have roughly 33 laps to go on the restart. It'll be AJ Gotzi and David Garman on the front row. Jeff Hinkle, Mark Nelson at the second row, Kyle Holden, Greg McDaniel on the third, Kevin Reed and Matt Johnston on the fourth row, Harley Barletta and Aaron Mason rounding out the top 10. Mark Dantuma and William Mann Jr. 11th and 12th, the last two cars on the lead lap. Only 12 cars left on the lead lap, still over 20 cars on track. DJ Kenner, just as an update, is now back up into 16th, continuing to work his way forward as well. And as I've mentioned, you don't ever count the Iceman out. Here they come, Barney the Flag Man waves the green flag, they are underway. Off into turn one, Garmin staying right on the back bumper of AJ Gotzi. Now Jeff Hinkle right there with him. Mark Nelson there with him. Kyle Holden. But remember, all these drivers have a big question mark on the fuel mileage. Another caution would throw that whole thing out the window. But as of right now, Mark Dantuma is the highest running car that stopped. William Mann Jr. also stopped under that caution. Only two drivers are 100% certain they can make it on fuel from here. Off into turn 3 they go. Harley Barletta now up into 5th, into 6th, looking for Kyle Holden, but he's got Kevin Reed, and here comes Dantuma, almost gets into Kevin Reed there, has to check up Greg McDaniel to the high side. Dantuma, one of the drivers we know is good on fuel. Kevin Reed now to the bottom, he is up into 6th. Battling Harley Barletta for 6th place. He has the run off the turn, though. Barletta gets some momentum. Now Dantuma looking to the high side on Kevin Reed. Off of turn 2, side by side, drag racing down the back straightaway. Kevin Reed, Harley Barletta still fighting it out. Mark Dantuma looking for a way through. Now Greg McDaniel's trying to stick the nose in and find a way through. Matt Johnston has made his way up into the top 10 now. Kevin Reed slips up ahead of Harley. Greg McDaniel looking low. Kevin Reed now holding on to 6th, trying to run down Kyle Holden in 5th. Mark Nelson back in 4th. Jeff Hinkle staying right in Garmin and AJ Godsey's tire tracks. Remember, Jeff had a huge charge late in the run. If we go green to the finish, Jeff Hinkle might be able to outrun both of these guys on tire strategy alone. AJ really swinging wide off turn 4, almost clips the wall. Now Greg McDaniel looking to take 6th place from Kevin Reed. He's got a nose ahead. Kevin has the momentum advantage, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Greg slides up. Mark Dantuma now looks to the bottom. Mark Dantuma, oh, he just barely clears Kevin Reed, slides up in front of him. Harley Barletta has now drifted back to 9th. Matt Johnston attacking. William Mann Jr. a little further back, mixed up with some lap traffic, a little bobble off too. Clears Richie West. Mark Nelson in the tire tracks of Jeff Hinkle now. Mark Nelson looking to the high side as Hinkle's starting to pull back up on Garmin. Doesn't quite get there. Nelson doesn't have enough for him yet. Kyle Holden still lurking back in 5th. But they all might want to watch out. Greg McDaniel, after getting up into 6th place, is closing the gap on Kyle Holden. Matt Johnston currently in 9th has gotten past Harley Barletta. William Mann Jr. still has some lap traffic to navigate through to get up there. Aaron Mason currently in 12th. Brandon Springer back in 13th, mixed in with the leaders. Heasley in 14th. DJ Kenner now in 15th as he continues his attempt to recover from his earlier problems on pit road. So unusual to see DJ have a problem on pit road. That's probably a 1 in a million incident. But he's still got a lot of ground he can make up here, and it is very early in the season. Only race number 2. Mark Nelson comes by Jeff Hinkle and reclaims 3rd place. While they battled out, Kyle Holden started closing in. He needs to. Mark Dantuma is still coming. He got past Greg McDaniel, putting Greg back into 7th. Matt Johnston continues his march to the front, and look back here. The lap cars are battling it out in this mix. Jared Heasley, Brandon Springer starting to move forward. And look at William Mann Jr. He almost tried to thread the needle here. Is he going to try it this time? He looked to the middle for a moment. William Mann Jr. trying to get past, or has gotten past Harley Barletta, now into 10th place. Kevin Reed up top is now going backwards a little bit. William Mann Jr. is coming by. DJ has just gotten by Jared Heasley. That moves him up to 14th, and he sees Brandon Springer ahead in 13th. Aaron Mason is up with the leaders at the moment in 12th. AJ Godsey, David Gorman still nose to tail. They've got a bit of a gap, 0.6 of a second on Hinkle. Mark Nelson in 3rd and Kyle Holden in 4th. Mark Nelson in 4th, Kyle Holden in 5th, still nose to tail, not far behind. Mark Dantuma in 6th, continues closing in, now within 0.7 of a second of that lead group. Greg McDaniel in 7th, Matt Johnston in 8th, William Mann Jr. in 9th, and Heasley's in the wall. Jared Heasley has drifted back to 16th. We saw him get into the wall in 3 and 4 early in the race and go backwards. Obviously, after that, he is going to lose some more spots. Oh, it got very close between Kevin Reed and Jared Heasley for a moment. I mean, very close there for a moment. AJ starting to pull away. 17 laps to go. He's got just over half a second on Gorman. Jeff Hinkle back in 3rd. Has gotten back past Mark Nelson. Kyle Holden back in 5th. Mark Dantuma in 6th has caught up to Kyle Holden and Mark Nelson. Kyle Holden going by Mark Nelson on the bottom. Looks like we might see Marky Mark at it again here in a moment. Kyle Holden now back up into 4th. Mark Nelson in 5th. Here comes Dan Tuma in 6th. Greg McDaniel not far behind in 7th. Matt Johnston, another one who's had an amazing charge tonight, now up into 8th place after starting in 17th. Aaron Mason had a huge charge earlier in the race, currently back in 12th, still up 9 spots from where he started. DJ Kenner now up to 13th, trying to run down Aaron Mason. Aaron almost a full lap ahead at this point. And AJ Godsey currently has the lead. Garmin may be in trouble here. Here comes Jeff Hinkle. Can Hinkle get past Garmin, and can he catch AJ? AJ said he was going out there to win this one for Eric Stoy and his family tonight because of the new baby in the family. Can he get it done? Last time AJ dedicated a race, it was a big deal and for his family, and he went out and dominated that race at Phoenix. Now here he is, called his shot on this one and has dominated so far. Jeff Hinkle, currently in 3rd, has looked low on Garmin a couple times. Hinkle looks to the bottom again through 1 and 2. Garmin way up top. Can't complete the pass yet as they battle it out. Kyle Holden back in 4th place. Hasn't been able to close the gap up very much, but Hinkle and Garmin side by side for 2nd. 11 laps to go. AJ's lead 1.5 seconds. Does Hinkle have the time? Can he complete the pass here? Oh, Hinkle gets a push up the hill. Loses a ton of momentum. Garmin back to 2nd. Mark Dantuma in 5th. Mark Nelson in 6th. Let's watch that battle between Mark Nelson and Mark Dantuma. There's Mark Nelson as he was running in 5th. Dantuma down to the bottom off of turn 2. Do they both bobble again? No bobble that time. Both of them hold on to it. Obviously, Mark Dantuma. Oh, Mark Nelson got the wall in 3 and 4. Just enough to let Dantuma by. Harley Barletta, Aaron Mason on pit road. Remember, there's a big question mark on the fuel. 9 laps to go. Drivers are topping off. It'll be a splash and go for a lot of these drivers. Mark Dantuma can go the distance. William Mann Jr. back in 9th can go the distance. Those are the only 2 drivers we are sure can make it from here. Let's see if we can talk to race control and see if Topher's heard anything on the fuel. Hey Topher, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
You sound out of breath. Is it getting exciting up there?
Oh, yeah, it's intense. It's super intense.
I have to ask, we've heard a lot of drivers might be close on fuel. Only 2 that we know of can for sure go the distance. Have you heard anything from the drivers the last few laps on who has to stop and who can make it?
Everybody's keeping real hush hush on it, so I'm not. Not privy. I don't have that info. I know that we've got 2 that can. Everybody else, we'll have to wait and see.
All right. If you get anything, make sure you update us.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, buddy. Have fun.
Thanks, Doug. You too.
All right, Topher. Obviously, everybody quiet on the radio tonight. Topher and Dutton not getting much information from the drivers. This could come down to who has the most fuel. It could be very close for a few of these drivers. AJ, way out front, has had no drafting help other than going through lap traffic, and he has not had to go through any lap traffic since the last caution. He has to be hoping some of these drivers that have been to pit road are going to come up in front of him, give him a little help on the fuel mileage there. Jeff Hinkle in second. If anybody can save the fuel, it's going to be Hinkle. Garmin in third, big question mark. Mark Dantuma, no question about it, in fourth place and has enough fuel to go the distance. Kyle Holden in fifth, question mark. Mark Nelson in sixth, question mark. Greg McDaniel seventh, Matt Johnston eighth, both question marks. William Mann Jr. in ninth, no question about it, he can go the distance. It is AJ Godsey with 4 laps to go. Let's dial up his in-car and see if he is trying to save anything here. He's got a 3-second lead. Very easy, back on the gas. Not sure if he is cracking the throttle early or not here. Doesn't appear to be based on the lap time, so he must think he can go the distance from here. Hinkle going for second, on guts to second place on David Garmin. Garmin now back into third. Mark Dantuma in fourth, 2.7 seconds behind and closing. AJ Godsey gets popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go. Aaron Mason, Harley Barletta, the only 2 to stop and take fuel. They both have to be hoping that everybody else is going to run out here. DJ Kenner has fought his way back up into 11th place. Great job by DJ. White flag is in the air for AJ Godsey. 1.5 miles to go. Does he have enough fuel? Jeff Hinkle in second. Garmin trying to come back in third. Mark Dantuma in fourth, closing in, but will not have enough time unless we start seeing drivers run out. AJ off into turn 3. AJ still under power as he comes out of turn 4. This one is done. AJ Godsey pulls off the win. Jeff Hinkle comes home in second. Garmin in third. Mark Dantuma finishes fourth. Kyle Holden comes home in fifth, and you know AJ's got to be celebrating. I know Eric is celebrating. Mark Nelson comes home sixth. Greg McDaniel seventh. William Mann Jr. is eighth. Matt Johnston ninth, and Kevin Reed in 10th. DJ Kenner recovers to 11th. Rick Sargent fights his way up to 12th. Harley Barletta back in 13th. Brandon Springer in 14th. Richie West 15th. Aaron Mason, Jared Heasley, Austin Hable, William Mann Sr., Jacob Springer rounding out the top 20. John Schmidt and Bill Percy, Brian Oshinska rounding out the field. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Garmin. Hey, Garmin, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
Hey, how close were you on fuel there at the end?
I had about a gallon left, so what, 3-4 laps?
Oh, okay. We'd heard
Yeah, about 3 laps.
We'd heard a few drivers were really close on the fuel mileage.
Yeah, it was going to be close. I think that other caution that came out a little later in that run, like 10 laps in after that pit stop, probably helped us out, to make it 10. So, nah, it was a good race. Props to AJ. He's always struggling, so he's gonna win. And Jeff, I mean, he killed it. He's the god of saving tires and stuff. So come third behind those two is not a bad deal. I gave it all I had on that last lap to Jeff, and it wasn't quite enough. So props to those guys. And, super happy about third. I'll take that after last.
Yeah, last season, as I recall, you didn't even finish the race. This season, a top 3. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of your season goes, buddy.
Yeah, me too. We'll see how much of the season goes with what I can race. I've got a move coming up and some other, so I'm going to be MIA for a couple months and then training maybe, and it's going to be a crazy season for me. So there's no way I'm going for it. But I'll run for the races. I'll have fun, and we'll keep it interesting for.
All right, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Garmin obviously happy with his finish here tonight. Let's see if we can get a word with Jeff Hinkle. Hey, Jeff, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I do, Doug.
Hey, you had quite those 2 long green flag runs. The first one and this last one, man, you were kind of untouchable. You were laying down the fastest laps there at the end on old tires.
Really? AJ pretty much checked out on us, so I didn't think I was doing that well. I just kept seeing him getting smaller and smaller. So.
No, your lap times, especially that last couple of laps after you got past Garmin, were actually a little bit faster than his.
Oh, okay. I wish I had more laps then.
Well, still, I mean, an awesome overall race for you, a second place finish, and obviously your kind of race. Now, having talked to you before the race, and in this one, have you got the tire saving in the car figured out?
I have the tire saving figured out. I don't know about the car. I'm just not as fast in this car. I feel like towards the end of last season, I kind of figured that other car out, how to get on the right rear, and I just haven't gotten there with this Xfinity car yet.
Well, I'm sure you will before long. You're obviously extremely fast already, but congratulations.
All right, thanks, Doug.
And let's see if we can talk to our winner. Hey, AJ, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, man. Congratulations. You called it at the beginning. You were winning this one for Eric, and you pulled it off.
Yeah, definitely. He couldn't be here tonight, and it sucks because he's probably my closest ally on the track. So we usually work good together, and just wanted to carry the banner for Stoy Boy.
You have to wonder how much trouble he'd have been in if he'd raced tonight.
Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't have pushed that issue.
No, definitely not. But, man, that was an incredible run. Usually, at the end of those 2 long green flag runs, Jeff Hinkle started having faster laps than you, but it was just by that point in time, you were 3 and 4 seconds ahead. You were pretty much untouchable.
Yeah, I knew I was good on long runs, but I think that last run there, I pushed a little harder than I had any other runs just because David was staying right behind me, and I wanted to make sure I held on to the lead in case there was a caution or something. So, yeah, I think he might have had a little better tires there. If he'd got around David sooner, it might have been an issue.
How much fuel did you have left? Are you sitting there on empty?
I have 3.1 laps estimated, so 1 gallon. Had we not got that caution, we would have been really close.
That caution, I think, did save a lot of drivers, but you didn't need it. Congratulations, man. Another awesome win.
Thanks, Doug. I also want to give a shout out to my dad. He tunes in every week and watches, so always like to put on a good performance for him.
Well, great job, and shout out to AJ's dad.
Thanks, Doug.
And thank all you guys so much for tuning in tonight. It was another great race at Homestead. AJ's got enough fuel left to get a burnout. Congratulations to Eric Stoy, his wife, and their new baby boy. So happy for you guys. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Jones BS Racing returns tomorrow night. You don't want to miss out on a single moment. Plus, you'll have the announcement for the new Wednesday evening series before the Nowski Nation race starting this week. So a lot of great stuff coming, a lot of new seasons restarting. You're not going to want to miss a minute of it. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night.